Greetings, Tetris citizens. It is your old pal Van Dweller back with more classic Tetris Monthly Mega Masters for 2026. And what we've got for you right now is, well, not just right now, but like all day. But right now, well, let me just take you through the whole thing. I'll take you through everything we're doing. The pink bracket. We are doing the round 1 and round 2 matches. That is going to be Idkirby versus Marq. The winner of that will take on DMJ. This will all feed into a top 32 match eventually against Dog playing Tetris. But that's not today. Just the first two are. And then we are going to do, so it's pretty much like right after this. We've already done round 1 of the lime bracket. That left us with a round 2 match to do of Myles versus Mqisie. The winner of that will take on Danv Pants, Danv, immediately to determine the first top 16er in this tournament. So Myles and Mqisie round 1, Danv versus the winner in our first round 3 match that we're going to do. And yeah, that is that. So that is the second thing. There's going to be a little bit of a break after that. And then we'll come back and we will do a top 32 bracket, like a 3-match top 32 bracket. So that's going to be on this screen, Dangler versus Winter. That's round 3, the column on the right. Tetris Time versus Peak. And then the two winners against each other. And that will determine the first of our top 8ers. So there's a lot happening today. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches, like 6, 7 matches, something like that today. So that is a lot of Tetris. And by the way, tomorrow there's even more. We're going to do at dinner time, basically in the US, 6 p.m. Texas time. We're going to do that red and sky bracket as well. It'll be Easy and Critical, Alex T versus Firedox, and then winner versus winner for another top 8er. So that is tomorrow. But today we've got all the stuff that we just said that we're going to do, and we're going to do it. So first off, yeah, let's go ahead and do Idkirby versus Marq, winner versus DMJ. Let's take a look at the rules. The rules say that this is a 64-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based in the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play an emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified. They can use any controllers as long as no big buttons or turbo functions used with electronic or mechanical. Biological turbo only. These matches will be best of 5, so the first player to 3 wins is the winner of the match. Level 18 starts all the way through Level 39, super kill screen will be turned on. Uncapped score, of course, so no max outs in this one. Same piece sets will be used. They will be re-rolled in between each game of the match. And remember, players, if you do experience tech issues like internet, OBS, computer, CRT, camera, capture, if one of those goes on the fritz, do not pause. Just keep playing, and I will sort it out, okay? Don't pause and go, oh, what's going to happen? Just let me figure it out. I am a fair and wise judge. Okay? Good. By the way, the winner gets absolutely something. That is a share in a prize pool. It stands right now at $488.92. $488.92. We're looking to get to $4 million. That's it. We've had to revise our targets down. Just $4 million is what we're looking to get to. That would make it, by a small amount, the largest competitive Tetris tournament ever. So that is our goal. It's ambitious, but I think it's doable. So just $4 million bucks, easy. Our prize pools are funded 100% by you, the fans and viewers. There's no sponsors. There's no anybody. There's nobody who cares about this except you and me, right? That is it. you and me and the players, and we're the only ones who care. Sponsors don't care. You know, there's no tech billionaire that's like, oh, I need to fund this whole thing as some, kind of, giant plaything or whatever. I wish. If you're one of those people, let me know. I'm here. But anyway, use that Match Reno command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube. That'll bring up some links. The one that says Mega Masters, the second one, that is the one for this tournament. Click on it. It'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Match Reno. Top right-hand corner of the screen is where you'll see a button that says log in. Click on that to log in. And you can log in with your existing Twitch or YouTube or Discord account. It's easy. It's like 2-3 clicks. It's easy. Once you're in, look on the right side of the screen. There's a button that says contribute. Any amount is good. $1, $2, $5, $10. Whatever you can contribute will help. This is an annual Tetris World Championship. It's the basically the official World Championship of Tetris for online tournaments. That's basically what it is. So let us, put a little bit in there. 1, 2, 5, 10, 25, 521.08. That would be an amount as well. I can't do math. All right, that's it. Let's bring over our players. We'll get them all lined up, and we will do what we got to do. Adam Kenobi says, "Ya boy, Adam is back." Wow, oh my God, we've been waiting this whole time for Adam to be here. Finally, he's here. Look at that. What is this? Look at this. We have a full hands for Kirby. What is this? Normally we get like neck up from Kirby, but here we've got the whole darn Kirby for once. Well, I appreciate it. It's like the first time. Where was this? Where was this Kirby? The whole time. Amazing. And then we got Big Marq. All right, well, we're gonna try to even out these players though a little bit, just so that they're roughly close in size. And Marq, we got big Marq. So we are gonna, but at least the hands are being recorded. We can show you rolling. It's perfect. Kirby, this is quite the development, may I say. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, I'm trying to even out Marq's colors here, but keeps moving around. Keeps moving. All right, there we go. All right, never move. All right, players, I am going to go ahead and give you some pieces. You can warm up for another minute or two if you want to. That's fine. Yeah, it's for one time. For once, your webcam is good. I'm A+. A+ webcam. A+. Super Marq says Big Marq also happens to be what the ladies call me. All right, well, we'll leave that between you and the ladies. Now we just got to see that stencil, buddy. Is Marq hyper tapping or rolling? Well, the answer is rolling, I believe. So if you see that hand movement, that is consistent with rolling. There may be some other things, but we don't talk about that. Yes. Yes. Can I help you, Danny? Oh, whoops. What? It's compatible with churning butter. What? Could be churning butter. I have no idea. How do you know? Oh, wait. I need to turn on my lights so I'm not depressed. All right, there we go. Now we're happy. We got lights on. All right, it looks like both players are on seat. It looks like both players are ready. Let us see if that is all true. And yes, 7B0450. Yes, let's go. It is round 2, Kirby versus Marq. The winner will move on to the round of 32 to take on Mega Myles. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Not Mega Myles. Mega. Who? Wait, who is it? I forget. Oh yeah, it's somebody else. Oh, DMJ. Yeah, Mega DMJ. Let's go. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. DMJ. Myles is the next one. I'm getting old. All right, well, Stencil still needs some help, but that's all right. One step at a time for Kirby. That's fine. We're making progress. I couldn't be happier. Oh wait, let me reset it. Let me reset the transform. It's not bad. It's not bad. It shows promise. There's hope for Kirby yet. It's really just, 10. It's really like 9 pixels that need to be addressed. 9 pixels. That's it. It's easy. Anyway, on the left side of your screen, it is Idkirby. We're just going to say Kirby, if that's okay. Kirby qualified into this tournament with a 1.23 million. That was the average of his best 3 games played in a 1 hour 30 minute qualifier. 90 minutes with a mega qualifiers for here Mega Masters. Kirby has got a 3.49 million PB, which was number 27 on the list. Kirby was ranked number 20 in the most recent Premier poll, which is a poll. I think this month they're doing it a little bit differently. Before it was like a survey of Tetris, broadcasters and analysts and things like that, but which included no top players, nobody ranked on the poll. Pumpy introduced a players poll the previous month, but now I think for May, those two have been integrated somehow. I don't know, but the point is, people chose Kirby as number 20 in the Premier poll. That is what matters. $237 here for Kirby, $215 for Marq. Now, how do you know Kirby? Let me count the ways. Let's see. He's been in CTWC's Gold Bracket Championship 3 years, 23 through 25. This is his 4th appearance in Mega Masters. He's been in all of them except for the very first one. You've seen him at regionals in Waco, Austin, Phoenix, wherever the Southern qualifier was in 2022. Where was that? Was that also Waco? Vegas, where he was the runner-up in 2025. Genesis as well this year. He made his monthly Masters debut in January of 2025, like so many people did when we expanded to 32 players. A good move. Overall, good move. 364 for Kirby, 35 for Marq. And on the right side, it is Marq, seed number 59 from Germany, qualified in with a 1.06 million, a PB, according to my sources, of 1.53 million, which is still a top 85 score. Marq was the winner of CTWC Germany in 2019 and 2021. He was in the CTWC Gold Bracket Championship from 2019 through 2022. His best year was 2019 when he got a top 16 finish. Marq in a bit of a pickle here, but gets a long bar over. 433 for Marq, 463 for Kirby. Marq has also competed 5 times in the Classic Tetris European Championship. This is his 3rd Mega Masters. You've also seen him CTWC France last year, where he was the runner-up to Danv, and CTWC DAS. And he's one of the organizers of CTWC DAS as well. Marq also took part in our Stupid Tetris Monthly Low Stack tournament just a couple months ago, and in Tap Masters back in July of last year. We're trying to figure out when we're going to do Tap Masters again, and I'm thinking July, maybe. Maybe we'll just run a Tap, DAS, and, Open in the same month and, see if somebody can win them all. Tetris for Kirby, 606 now on 19, 503 for Marq. Long bar down Tetris for Kirby, 662. There's one for Marq, 579. So Marq back by, let's see, when the lines are 2 apart, by about 57,000. Strangely, according to my sources, Marq has never played in the monthly Masters event, which I don't feel like that's true, but apparently it is. That is a top out for Marq at 644. And that means Kirby's good in game number 1. Big drought, says Colin, whipping out the trout. How can that be? Did Marq really never play in Masters? Why do I feel like that's not true? I swear he's played in Masters. Only Mega Masters. I saw that doesn't make sense. I swear you didn't. But all right. Like way back in the day you didn't? Then why do I remember streaming you way back in the day? Was it just on CTWC? Maybe it was just on CTWC because I was on the broadcast team in 2019. 2020 and 2021, so maybe that's what I remember, but maybe on Deathmatch or something back in the, I don't know. Why do I remember streaming you, dog? I don't know. Maybe STM, yeah, but I mean, like old days, not new days. All right, FC 1882. Future circuit is good for anyone between the ages of 18 and 82. That's the new rule. All right, looks like Kirby's up 1 game to none. Let's go. Game 2 in 3-2-1 Tetris. We had a contribution to the prize pool, and I'm going to tell you who it was. It was David B., the piano man, from in the amount of $11.17, and that's going to get us up to $500.09. So if somebody were to contribute $67.80, we would have a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I'm not saying someone needs to do that, But you know, 6780 would do it. Just saying. Just in case that bothers anyone. $74. I'm $74. Dollars. Is that all I can think about? Money, money. Tetris is all about money now these days. Oh my god, wow. There we go. Tetris for Kirby, 99,000. 80,000 for Marq. Now, Marq, you might know as a record-setting person, a record setter, record breaker, whatever. For those of you who don't know, this was back in 2019. Marq was the first player ever to clear level 19 height 5 on B-type. And I don't mean with DAS. I mean ever, any person. No person had done it before. Marq, of course, before his rolling days, known as one of the fastest hyper tappers. But he's getting old now. Too old to tap. That's it. Did Marq play Tap Masters? Yes. Marq's getting old. I don't know. Those of you who tap and roll, which is easier on the hands? Do you find tapping or rolling, hands and arms and whatever? Do you find rolling to be more ergonomic or tapping? 287 for Kirby, 294 for Marq. What's up, Chen? $294 for Kirby, $317 for Marq. Lady Vader says, my kids keep telling me 6'7" was so 2025, but I still hear them and their friends say it. LOL. I mean, they know it's cringe, but they can't help it, Tetris for Kirby, 372. There's one, Marq, 412. Same line count. 30,000 points apart. Tetrises on level 18, the professional starting level, are 22,800. Marq is working one row off the bottom. Jack Kinetic. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Jack Kinetic contributed $67.80 to get us to 56789. 56789 is what we've got. Jack Kinetic, thank you so much for your contribution. This is a big day. Jack says, why not? Yeah, that's as good a reason to do something as I can think of. Why not? 488 for Kirby, 508 for Marq. So Marq's still with a little bit of a lead. But we're about to head into level 19, and he still has, that hole in column 2, row 1. And, it's not fatal. You're rolling level 19. You can play with that all day, but you prefer not to have it. So we'll see if he does something here as he approaches level 19. And Kirby is into 19 at 559. And Marq is into 19 at 559. So it's a virtual dead heat now. So that run up to 18, somewhat inefficient for Marq, and that's going to allow Kirby to tie it up. Tetris for Kirby, 637, 593 for Marq. Tugi with the $1.03 contribution into the prize pool, ruining everything. Tugi literally ruining the satisfying, funny number that we had in the chat. Are we going to let him get away with that, guys? We probably will let him get away with it. So, 635 for Marq, 727 for Kirby. Well, apparently there is a raid of 17 people from Pal Das Tetris. All right, Marq in a little bit of a bind here. Longbar, yes, gets over. And now he's looking to bring this down. Meanwhile, Kirby has really gotten out to a lead. There's a dirty Tetris down the middle for Marq. Kirby, 795. He's about 80-something thousand points ahead. So thank you, Paldas Tetris. By the way, Lishal, thank you for your Prime sub. I missed that 10 minutes ago. Hopefully you're still here. But thank you for that. Tetris for Marq, 783. Long bar down for both. 818 Marq, 934 for Kirby. Tetris for both. 114,000 point lead, Kirby, one line apart. So just a few lines away now from 29. That speed of the piece drop is going to double, which is still baffling to me that, I mean, this seems fast enough, and yet they can still play. I mean, look at this. So we're into 29 now. B17 for Kirby, A03 Marq with a Tetris. So B22 means a 1.1 million Marq on the 1.0 million. Marq's about 80,000 points back. So Kirby with some cleaning to do. Marq with a Tetris A94, still 80,000 points back. Oh, Marq, no, that right side. No, that is going to be a top out for Marq at A97. That means Kirby is good in game number 2. All right, players, it is time. If you need a moment, you can take it, but it is time to put new pieces in the chat. 3790D5. And give me 1 second, actually. I'm just going to go grab some Gatorade. All right, 3, 2, 1 Tetris. I accidentally hit the seed button again. It was an accident. But 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Let's go. Hopefully they're on the same seed. I kind of didn't check. The one time I don't check, it's, you know, guaranteed to, you know, be wrong. But this time it was right. All right, so I got some Gatorade, you know, for that deep down body thirst. Does Gatorade still, like, advertise? Like, which color Gatorade? I have the Glacier Freeze. This is the light blue. Somehow the dark blue one, it seems a little too blue, doesn't it? It's too deeply blue. I know it doesn't matter. I'm sure they're equally horrible. But this light blue, at least, I don't know. It seems like, all right, I've seen this color kind of in nature, I guess. Or, I don't know, the sky looks like it, so I guess it's fine. But the other blue is just too blue. Morlando says, I have the white in my fridge, the Glacier Cherry. I don't know that I've tried it, but I feel like I would not like it. Like, it would be too tart. $161 for Kirby, $102 for Marq. The grape makes really good popsicles, so if you like, you know, freeze it in a mold or something, it's really good popsicle. Tetris down for Kirby, 256. Marq trying to keep this right side open. Does. He's 2 rows up. He gets a Tetris dirty. 160. I didn't have time to put my own special electrolyte addition to it, so it's pretty weak. I like it. Super salty. $3.15 for Kirby, $2.15 for Marq. Tetris for Kirby, 362. Marq still kind of fighting on top of a pile of garbage. Glacier Freeze, the people's Gatorade. I think it's great. All right, Marq still in a protracted dig. Oh, boy. All right, there's the triple. He's surviving. It's starting to come down a bit. $433 Kirby, $250 for Marq. And now Kirby has over a 200,000 point lead. Oh boy, Marq, a little bit sloppy there with the over taps, under taps, that kind of thing. It happens, so he can recover. There's a triple down for Marq, and it looks like he's poised to bring this down. We'll see if he goes left well. Looks like he's going to do that. And he is set up, and he gets the Tetris. Is he going to stay there? He might stay there. I think sometimes when people are far behind, they're going to try to avoid any burn they can. We'll see if it works out. 571 for Kirby, 294 for Marq. Marq has to burn a triple. And he is piled high on that right side. Left side, Kirby, he's got a T. It was a little bit awkward. I don't think it's going to slow him down too much, though. A skimming a Tetris for Marq on the left well. He's at 348. Long bar in Tetris for him. And he's staying left well. And yeah, he's gonna pass on an opportunity to transfer the well cleanly over to the left with a triple. He's staying left well. He's trying to make up as much ground as he can here on 19 without burning too much. Problem is maintaining the left well requires burning too, so. Okay, Tetris dirty, left well, Marq. Wait, what's wrong with the title, Danv? What did I do wrong? All right, Marq finally going to get that well over to the right side. He's at 489. Kirby at 780. I forgot you. Did I? I swear I typed it in. Danv. Did I not? I mean, you're always first and foremost in my mind. All right, it's possible. 554 for Kirby. It was intentional? No way. I would never do that. 880 for Kirby, 559 for Marq. Dirty triple, Marq. Man, he's opened up a Tetris if he can get it. Long bar in, yes. At some point, you just want to see Marq get right back down to the bottom and stay out of trouble and just get in a rhythm. 947 Kirby, 611 for Marq. This is a 300,000 point lead. Oh, there's a interesting investment for Kirby. Not sure how intentional, but all right, Tetris Kirby. He's got the max on 27. Marq is at 654 on 27. Oh, great. They're mowing the lawn out there. $765 for Marq, 29. B633 for Kirby. So Marq in a critical must-win situation here. So he's got to, he's 400,000 points back now. And this is going to be tough. That is a top out for Marq, and he is no match for Kirby today. Kirby, just really crushed this game 3. Big pacing, and Marq just ran into too much trouble, really. And it's good to see Marq. I love Marq. I want to have Marq on, but refuses to participate. But Mega Masters, he can't help it. So thank you, Marq. It's always good to see you. Hopefully we'll see you for Tap Masters 2. Target P, thanks for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Next month, Masters. I mean, you say that every time. You say it every time, buddy. All right, we'll watch Kirby mulling it out, and then we'll bring in our good pal, Danv. Let me report this while I'm doing it. Kirby 3-0. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and run some ads. Take about 2 minutes or so, and we'll bring in our next match. It's going to be our next competitor. It's going to be DMJ. All right? Good. All right, so Marq was on slot 27, and Kirby was on what, 20? What slot is Kirby on? Kirby is on 21. All right, the old double Kirby. You got to bring Kirby away. And what do I have DMJ on? 27. Are you actually on 27? Because that would be brilliant. You are. Amazing. All right, so let's switch that. What are you? DMJ _ 81, right? So game was 20. Yeah, copy that. Bring that over here to 21. Here we go. The hell is that? I did run ads. They're running right now. All right, and then we got our old pal David Michael J. You're still getting home from work. You'll be home in 10 minutes. Ah, God, oh no. Are you at the, what is it? The Tropical Smoothie Cafe? Is that where you are? The sweep wrecked the schedule. I mean, almost all the round ones are sweeps. And I thought we were ahead. I'm like, okay, yeah, we have time to do this. We can start the next, the next bracket is scheduled to start in 43 minutes. I was like, all right. We're gonna get everything done on time. But nope. Oh, did it say round 2 the entire time? I don't know. Maybe. It might have. I gotta go to work after this match. I'll be clocking out at 46 hours. Of work, you mean? That's it? Slacker. You got to get that sweet overtime if it's available. Get as much of that overtime as you can. All right, so I don't know exactly when DMJ said still getting home from work, but you got 55 hours next week? All right, that's fine. Man, I loved overtime. Overtime is 40. They wouldn't let you get any more. 6 minutes left. Well, I guess I have to play for DMJ. All right, well, Kirby, I think you still got like 5 minutes maybe. So if you want to walk around, get a drink, do something, I think we still have 5 minutes. All right, I'm playing for DMJ. Here we go. Max out. And if I get it, it's a max out for DMJ, right? This counts. Let me fix these filters. There we go. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, me. I mean, look at these bars, dude. You see those bars? 4 bars. Come on. Biggie Mac with a tier 1 sub. Tetris, 60 months. That's like a million years. All right. DMJ goes up 1-0. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Ugh. Yikes. What's up, Mirror Riker? Can I commentate my own game? No. I mean, I'm not going to be like, all right, and Vandwell, I'm not going to talk about myself in the third person because I do not enjoy that. But I could talk while I'm playing, I guess. I'm just having, I'm just messing around. But I'm not going to be like, all right, so Vandy's got a Tetris here, and so he's going to be looking to, like, that is... it's a little cringe. Trying to conserve. I got a long day today, so I think maybe I'm just taking. Yeah, I need to give myself a score check. All right, Vandy at 74,000 here. Oh, I missed the line spin. How do I miss the line spin? Come on, I invented it. All right, what's the DMJ update? Do we have a DMJ update? Oh, I was looking at the chat. You're at your PC? All right. You're going live? Okay, good. Now I can pass away. Do 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 do. Mirror Riker, I read that sentence totally wrong, and I was like, what? That's news. I read that totally wrong. I used the wrong preposition in my head. I was like, what? That is really more than I needed to know or more than anyone should admit. All right, players. What am I looking? I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at... What is that? I don't know. Oh my God, look at this guy. What? Nova Joe's. All right, do you need a minute to warm up or what? Probably do. You had to get a new bulb. All right, I understand. I like that desk pad you got going on. It's pretty nice. I've never heard so much activity from a lawnmower with regard to so little grass. Like, there's not a lot of grass out there. Yeah, Kachiri, same. Welcome to the stream. Same here. Oh, it's not messy. It's a perfectly fine room. There's nothing wrong with this room. All right, DMJ, how much warm up you need? Do you need warm up? How much? There's no HOA. I'm in an apartment. There's like, all it is, you know how like, you know, there's a strip of grass between the road and the sidewalk. It's that. It's that. That's how much grass. It's nothing. Nova Joe's is a bomb coffee name. 83BA5F. It's the bomb.com. Do people say the bomb diggity anymore? Oh, that's the bomb diggity. They don't say that. Bomb diggity? Do people still say hella? I mean, I never said that anyway. I heard that people did say it, but I never heard anyone actually... I don't know if I actually heard anyone ever say it. Nobody I knew. Hella. It's hella cringe. Cool beans. Yeah, cool beans is a thing. I don't think people say that anymore. All right, looks like we are here. A3BA5F DMJ versus Kirby. Round 2, the winner goes to the round of 32, which is round 3. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Coolio. People say Coolio? I don't know. It's kind of crazy that cool has lasted as long as it has. That's cool. I don't think people really say awesome anymore. I mean, some people do. But I feel like that's lasted. So some of these things, you know, like hot, like she's really hot, he's really hot. That is, you know, that is slang. That has lasted. So sometimes slang lasts. $24,000 for DMJ, $68,000 for Kirby here in game number 1 as we get underway. This is Mega Masters 2026. This is a round 2 match. The winner will go to the round of 32 to take on Dog playing Tetris eventually, who is the reigning winner of this championship. DMJ, you know from, from a lot of different things, really. DMJ is a 5-time CTWC gold bracket player, and Kirby is a 1-time topper outer in this tournament, and I think 78,000 is going to clinch it for DMJ. So DMJ with a quick 1-game-to-none. So DMJ, you are good. You have actually won game 1, believe it or not. And by the way, I'm going to refresh these players just to be 1,000,000% sure that they are synced up. As soon as there's a top out here. But DMJ, you are good. I don't know if DMJ knows. I don't think he knows. Oh, he knows. All right. The new oh, that's whack. Like, do people say that's whack? I hear people say that. Maybe it's kind of ironic as well, but all slang is somewhat ironic, isn't it? Option Tetris, you've been saying you're going to go for like a half hour. Like, go or do not. There is no going to go. Just go or don't. I prefer you stay, but he's like, oh, that's all right. I'm going to go, guys. Do you guys say short-lived or short-lived? Psych. Uh, 62, 8D6. All right, game number 2. DFJ up 1, game to none. Kirby looking to tie it up. 3-2-1. Tetris. Here, let's try to keep this rolling on the screen. We like to see the rolling when we can. Anyways, DMJ, you know, for being a 5-time CTWC Gold Bracket player. Best finish was in 2024 when he made it to the top 8. He went out to the eventual winner of that tournament, Alex T. He also has a top 16. That was in 2022. You also saw him at the Jonas Cup the last couple of years, CTWC's North American DAS Championship. He was a winner of a future circuit back in February of 2021. This is his 3rd appearance in Mega Masters, only in even years, 22, 24, and now in 26. He was in the top 16 in 2022, but that's when it was a 32-player tournament, so it just means he won round 1. You also saw him at regionals like Waco, Kansas City, Lone Star in Austin, Milwaukee, Phoenix, and Detroit and Columbus the last several years. He has played in the monthly Masters event. His debut was in June of 2022. And you most recently saw him this very month taking 4th in the Motor City Mayhem 3. That's a Detroit regional. So top 4 in that. On the right side, it is, oh, I didn't tell you about DMJ's, various other attributes and facts. So the other thing you need to know about DMJ, he qualified in with a 1.34 million in a 90-minute Mega Masters qualifier, USA, PB of 2.97. That's a top 35 score, or thereabouts. All right, there's the other facts about DMJ. Kirby, Idkirby, not Kirby 703. There are just different Kirbys everywhere. But this is a Kirby. Kirby defeated Marq, Marq with a Q in round 1 to get to this round 2. 280 here for DMJ, 278 for Kirby. Kirby qualified in with a 1.23 PB of 3.49, ranked number 20 in the most recent Premier poll. And Kirby, from, a recent appearance in CTWC Vegas, made it to the finals of that one against Tetris Time. That was in, 2025? 2025, there it is. You also know Kirby from, 3 appearances in CTWC's Gold Bracket Championship, 3 previous appearances in Mega Masters, regionals in Waco, Phoenix, Vegas, Genesis, and the Lone Star in Austin. And his first Masters monthly appearance was in January of 2025, which somehow 2025 is not this year. It feels like This is 2025, but it's not. It just doesn't seem right. 440 for Kirby, 421 for DMJ. These dudes did play against each other at CTWC Phoenix in the semifinals. $493 for DMJ, $535 for Kirby. That's right, I said it, dudes. People still use dudes, right? Dudes. Do they? Well, of course, Colin still says dudes. That doesn't prove anything. Do people use dudettes? Kingsman. This is 2026, okay? I don't know what that means. 565 for DMJ. Long bar in the middle. Build this up. Hey, dudes and dudettes. Ugh. You know, it's a very 1988 thing to say. $628 for Kirby. He's got two now. Yeah, two more lines he can burn before 29, but doesn't, or one more line. Doesn't have to. Tetris is in. 655. DMJ with a 613 as well. What's up, Liliana? DMJ long bar down. Tetris 645. Kirby with a bit of a messy middle, so trying to get that all sorted out. DMJ has dug it all out, is sitting and waiting and hoping for a bar and getting one and Tetrising. 705 for DMJ, 682 for Kirby. There's another Tetris. DMJ Kirby is now clean and ready. And Tetris for Kirby, 712. DMJ in the lead. Long bar in Tetris, 761 DMJ. We're on level 22. That is the purple level. And Kirby could really use, yeah, there it is, an L for the middle. Long bar used in the middle to build out the board, fill in a hole rather than a Tetris. And a skim and a Tetris for Kirby, 775. 828 for DMJ. Oh, Kingsman, you watched Angry Video Game Nerd go to the Pizza Hut Classic. I watched that too. I mean, it was good to see. It was good to see the Pizza Hut, but and I like a lot of the AVGN stuff, but sometimes he's kind of sappy and cringy, and he was a little sappy and cringy in this one. $989 DMJ, $880 for Kirby. $958 Kirby, A62 for DMJ, who's got the max out and more. DMJ could take a 1.1 into 29, and looks like, assuming he gets there, he will. Is another Tetris in B66, and he could take a 1.2 into 29 if he gets another Tetris without burning away a double. And he's going to take the triple, though, safe. It's good enough. Both players into 29 now. The Whataburger colors. Tetris for Kirby, A75, B92 for DMJ. So DMJ ahead by about 115, 17 something thousand points. Level 30. Oh, Kirby on the right side is gonna hang a bar on the right, too high on 29, and that is a top out. That means DMJ is good in game number 2. What's up, Cole? B. Uckett the second. The red cups filled with Coke gave you flashbacks. Kingsman, you can go to any restaurant supply store and get those red cups. You could literally have them in your house. You can also get a beautiful blue ones at the restaurant supply store. Like, they have them. I won't say any restaurant supply store, but they got them. Back when I was, a bachelor, that's all I had. I had the unbreakable, the blue version of those cups in my house. You never break a glass. I'll drink out of a plastic cup. I don't care. Microplastics, bring it on. But yeah, I would drink out of those. You never break one. They're big. You can get a big 32-ounce one. Amazing. I recommend it. And they're cheap. Kerback. It's been so long since I've tuned into a CTM stream. I like how there are the headshots in the corners. Yeah, I like that too. Some people are like, well, their heads are on the screen, so why do you need to show their heads? But breaking news, Vandy does not care about the environment, says Chen. I care about the human environment. 6'4" is C7, 6'8". All right, looks like both players are good. Here we go. Game number 3. Kirby looking to win this one right now. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. These plastic cups that I'm talking about are durable plastic cups, not throwaway cups. These are durable blue plastic cups. Like you would find in a restaurant, not disposable cups, but even if they were, sometimes you need a disposable cup. All right, DMJ with some overhangs there on the right side of the board, kind of a double tuck of a J. So DMJ looking to build all that out, and Kirby working around some garbage as well, double tuck of the T. So both players getting into circumstances where they need double tucks. All right. Oh, boy. And that is a top out for DMJ. Level 18, 30,000 in. And Kirby is good in game number 3. So Kirby survives as well. And yeah, just trade an exchange of early Christmas presents. Kirby, you are good. Vandy, were you a Funko Land or an electronic boutique guy? Well, I used to work right next to a Funko Land in Burlington, Massachusetts. It was a store right next to me. My store was like super empty, so I would just go over to Funko Land, and we also had a Tower Records in the same like parking lot, basically. And so I would go over to like Tower Records. I would go to Funko Land. I would go to this bagel place that was nearby. I forget what it was called, but they had this whole like you can get a bagel, and they would had a big conveyor belt. And there was this really attractive Brazilian lady named Flavia. And I used to love getting my bagels from Flavia. Flavia. So yeah, it was a fun time. That was a fun time. All right, looks like both players are ready. Game number 4, DMJ and Kirby. DMJ up 2-1. Kirby, if he wins this one, can force to decide in game number 5, which he's going to need to do. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So yeah, Funko Land would be where I go. Now I'm trying to think what consoles were out when I was there. So this would have been around 2000. So I think the Dreamcast was still a thing. Is that the one that Crazy Taxi was on? So I would go play Crazy Taxi. And then, yeah, there was a pizza place in that place where I worked. I don't remember the name of the pizza place, but the guy, what was the band? 311? So the guy who ran the pizza place, I guess, was like friends with one of the guys in 311, the band. So every time you'd go in there, he would just talk about 311. Like every time. Like somehow you wouldn't even come up. You'd be like, oh, can I get some Parmesan? You know? And he'd be like, oh, well, you know, my friend who's in 311 loves lots of Parmesan. I'm like, oh, okay. That was a fun time. I liked that time. I was in my early mid-20s. Mid-20s, I guess. My store was so... It was like a cell phone. This was in 2000. This was like early days of the widespread adoption of smartphones, you know, at the tail end of the pager era. Or not smartphones, but just cell phones. Tetris for DMJ, 171, 169 for Kirby. And like nobody ever came into my store. Like I get like 2 people a day. And there was nothing to do. So I clean my store, straighten everything out, do inventory a million times. So I would just start bringing my bass guitar in and play, practicing my bass guitar. I managed, like the district manager never showed up. That was a fun time. It was like there was nothing to do, just read and play the bass guitar. $264 for Kirby, $269 for DMJ. Pre-mobile internet? No, I had internet on my phone, so I could get like sports scores and weather on my phone. I could go to some websites. There are certain like simple websites you could go to on your phone back then. Yeah, like text style internet. 342 for DMJ, 356 Kirby. But then lo and behold, eventually when, you're in a store that nobody goes into, eventually they close the store. But mine was like the, second best store in the district. So even though nobody came in. Was it Blockbuster? No, it was just like a local cell phone retailer. $450 for Kirby, $414 for DMJ. I did work at a Radio Shack, Chen. I worked at a, where was it? It was on Westgate Mall in Madison, Wisconsin. Like 2022 through 2024, something like that. $518 for Kirby. $483 for DMJ. Long bar in Tetris. DMJ 505. Adam Kenobi says, I once saw 311 live with Snoop Dogg. It's very 90s. It's a very 90s thing. You like Circuit City better? Yeah, I was more of a Radio Shack. I grew up with a Radio Shack. You know, I was a operator, a young ham. I would go and buy antenna wire there and resistors and capacitors and whatnot. Did you sell those flip phones? I had one of those. Yeah, I did. I sold flip phones. Motorola StarTAC and all that. $593 for Kirby. $602 transition for DMJ and a $617 for Kirby. That's a double $600K transition. I had a Motorola MicroTAC. That was the super tiny StarTAC. $617 for Kirby. $702 DMJ. Yes, Radio Shack, an active website. I mean, they sold the brand name a long time ago. Man, it's not quite the same thing. $764 DMJ, $804 Kirby. Kingsman, hello, Moto. Right. So we are pretty close. It's about 20,000 point difference at the same line count. We're on level 23. 844,000 Kirby, 823 now, 852 for DMJ. We're just flip-flopping this lead back and forth into level 24 now. Kirby. Tetris is here worth 30,000 points. $942 for Kirby, $944 for DMJ. Tetris DMJ A46. This is a tight one. Dirty Tetris Kirby A72, level 27 now. Tetris for DMJ A82. Kirby's at B41. So they're now 2 lines apart, about 26,000 points apart. Kirby in the lead. Skimming a Tetris and another Tetris for DMJ, B88. So Kirby going to try and maybe to take a Tetris. Yeah, he gets a Tetris right on 29, center well for Kirby. C21, C24 for DMJ. DMJ, that left side is not probably recoverable, and that is going to be a top out for DMJ at 24,000. And Kirby is good in game number 4. So we are heading to a deciding game number 5. Kirby is falling out of his seat. Oh, he's just learning now that he won. All right, we are tied. Decider time. You can take a moment if you needed to warm up. And if you are tuning in for the Mqisie, Myles, and Danv, it will start immediately after this whole thing. And we got one single solitary match to determine which of these players goes to the round of 32. Whoa, decider. Whoa. Idkirby or DMJ. Mega Dasters. All right, looks like both players are ready. Let's make sure, or they were. Are they? They're on seed. Let's go. DMJ versus Kirby. The winner goes to round 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Here it is, game number 5. The winner of this will eventually play Dog playing Tetris, the reigning Mega Masters champion. In the round of 32. It's a pretty wild round of 32 matchups. And we're really just, let's see, we got this one. And really just Myles and Mqisie. So after this broadcast, our entire top 32 will be set. Means we'll be done with, we'll gone from 64 players to 32. Actually 31, so we'll be more than halfway done with the tournament on May 13th, which is pretty wild. I mean, in theory, doesn't this mean we could get like regular monthly masters done, like halfway through the month? Isn't that what that means? Probably not, because still the players that are remaining that have yet to play are like a lot of the kind of top 20 players, aka the more difficult players to schedule. So I think we've really determined who it is that's holding us up every month. All right, Tetris for Kirby, 306, 265. for DMJ. If you let matches happen on deathmatch, I mean, yeah, I'll be a little better prepared next time, but I mean, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We got to do something. We can't bleed over into the next month anymore. We got to be very regimented. And like, if you can't play, don't play. That's what it's going to come down to. Yeah, the 1% 3-2s. It's all about the 1%. $407 DMJ, $448 for Kirby. All right, 454 for DMJ. Tetris for Kirby, 517. So they are one line apart and 17,000 points apart. Tetris for both. And they're about a Tetris apart and 4 lines apart, which is 4 lines is a Tetris. So they're basically tied. $124 lines apiece, so 6 lines away from level 19. There's a Tetris for DMJ. And he's going to get a Vitz to set up. He's at 129 lines waiting for a long bar. He's set up for it. He's going to take a skim of a single into 19. And Kirby with a tough 19 here as well. This is really tight. Let's see what Kirby can do. Oh my God, that right side. Oh, no, that is a top out for Kirby at 601. And the chase down target for DMJ doesn't matter because he was just crossing it as Kirby had topped out. And that is going to be a win for DMJ in a decider. GG's, Kirby. You played well. And hopefully your break doesn't last too long and is a nice one. But we hope to see you again in the future. Because there's a lot more Tetris to be played. DMJ, you will be moving on. So let's go ahead and report you as the winner. And you will be playing dog in the round of 32. So let us take a look at where we are at. Yeah, let's take a brief look, a little tour of the brackets. So all those right side, that rightmost column, that is round of 32. And the one remaining, yeah, we still have 132er remaining to see who takes on Danv. But all the rest of them are filled in. So, yeah, coming up, that we're going to do that match, and then we will have a complete round of 32. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. We're going to run some ads, and we will return in a little bit. It's going to be Mqisie versus Myles. All right, y'all can watch the jankery. We'll go ahead and let's see. DMJ, goodbye. Kirby, goodbye. We'll reset all that. No, we are in round 2, so there's that. Decider, goodbye. And then, let's see, Mqisie is on, let's see, Myles is on 20, right? So hopefully you're there, 20. Yes, good. That is the wrong person, though. And then we'll get that fixed. And that is Mqisie. So let me get the URLs updated. Mqisie. I want to go to Mqisie. Mqisler. The Mqisler. And then we got to go over here for methylates. Oh my goodness gracious. What is this stencil? All right, well, let's copy your stencil over. Your stencil. Copy. Get that game going. All right, there we go. Oh, sort of. Sort of. Where is that? Oh, it's DM. There it is. Yeah, that's not right. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then, what is the deal? What is the deal with... oh, I see. Any way you could show Mqisie's table tapping? I think there's a way. Briefly. What's up, Myles? The Mqisler. Myles, you're kind of off. You're kind of off center a little bit. Is it possible to adjust this over a little bit? Like, just center yourself a little more. Is that possible? Yeah, that'll work. That's good. Thank you. That will work. And I'll flop him over where he needs to go. Sorta. I don't know. I don't know anymore. We'll flip them around. It's your biggest TikTok rival. How come TikTok won't let me stream to TikTok? Why won't they let me do that? What did I do? How come they'll let like Hamas stream to TikTok, but they won't let CTM? What's up with that? I need to use their software, not OBS. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was trying to do it through like through restream.io, and they have a thing where you can sort of apply to go through them, and for some reason I keep getting denied. Yeah, like, it's totally fine. You know, Chinese Communist Party, they can stream to TikTok. Classic Tetris Monthly, nope. It's fine. Yeah. All right. Oh, well, that's true. That's true, Colin. Wait, is that true? Wait, you're getting political. that's just rumor and innuendo. That's right, Pidgeotto. You know it. All right, players, I am going to go ahead and give you some pieces. So if you do want to start, you can, but if you need another minute, that's fine too. We're basically right on schedule. Freeze2 says, I didn't expect Hamas and the CCP to be mentioned on CTM Monthly Tetris. Really? What Monthly Tetris have you been watching? Of course. Nothing but. All right. 6123E. Let's go. It is Myles and Mqisie. The winner of this will move on to the round of 32 and will complete our entire top 32 picture. So this is like the official halfway point of the tournament. Myles and Mqisie, let us get them going. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I think I have the hiccups. Come on, Mqisie, score some Tetrises. Yeah, come on, Mqisie. Come on. Well, it is the left side of your screen that we're looking at, and it is seed number 20. It is Myles, a.k.a. Myles the Great, from the United States of America with a PB of 8.06 million. That was a top 10 score last I looked. Myles was ranked number 13 in the most recent Premier Poll, which is a ranking of competitive Tetris players. You can find the full rankings over at premierpoll.com. Premier with an E at the end. Use the PP command if you want to bring it up. Myles, well, you know Myles. How could you not know Myles? Myles, of course, a social media superstar. Him all over every single platform. Blue Sky and Truth Social. I don't know. He's not on those. TikTok, I've seen him. Facebook, I've seen him on YouTube. Seen him on all the ones. He's a former winner of a Challenger circuit. He won the Desert Qualifier back in, that was the Phoenix one, back in 2022. He's a multi-time finalist in the Masters event. The most recent time was October of 2024, but also in December 21, March of 23. He was the runner-up at the Lone Star Championship in 2024. That was the last one that we did. Maybe the last one we will ever do. He was also third place in Lone Star in 2023. He's made 5 appearances in the Classic Tetris World Championship Gold Bracket Championship. He's got 2 top 8s. Those were in 24 and 25. He made his Masters debut back in May of 2021. That was the month that Nenu won a Masters after, 20 months? Nenu beat Jerpy in the finals of that. And then, of course, who can forget Myles' thrilling win in Classic Tetris Brawl September 2020? I know I will never forget. 192 for Myles, 273 for Mqisie. Mqisie, seed number 52 from France. Mqisie defeated Jati in round 1 to get to this round 2 match. You know Mqisie as the reigning NES Tetris champion of France. You won CTWC France just I don't know, not too long ago, just like a week or two ago. It wasn't that long ago. And this is Mqisie's third appearance in Mega Masters. Also played in Mega Dasters in 2025. Played in CTWC DAS last year. Played in our Tap Masters event. And Mqisie made his monthly Masters debut back in May of 2025, so a year ago this month. $399 for Myles, $443 for Mqisie. Is that number 1 Sand Tetris player Myles O'Gray? Well, I don't know what Sand Tetris is, because Myles only plays officially licensed officially licensed Tetris games. As far as I know, I don't know that Tetris ever made a sand game, so I don't think he would play that. $469 for Myles, $491 for Mqisie. Tetris, Myles, $492. There's another one, $515. Oh, Mqisie with some shenanigans going on. So this is going to be tough. Couple of, oh my lord, barely getting the bar over. What the heck? And a long bar down. Tetris, Mqisie, $562. Junior with the contribution of $10.47 into the prize pool. Myles transitions into 19 at $540. Mqisie in at $566. So Mqisie with about a Tetris lead. Despite all that, pre-19 derangement, does go in with a lead, but it is more neck and neck right now, just a few thousand points apart. So yeah, thank you, Junior, for the 1047. Junior says, let's go, Myles. Tetris Mqisie 652. Myles 20,000 points ahead, 2 lines ahead. So we just got 2 players close, trading the lead back and forth. Oh, Colin, you just want all your contributions to be tax deductible. That's what I see. A skimming a Tetris here for Mqisie, 716, 741 for Myles. Another Tetris Myles. So Myles has been pouring it on a little bit. He's about a Tetris lead ahead in pace, something like that. To get your wife off your back, you could say it's for charity. I mean, kinda is. So Myles is motoring along and has gotten out to about 100,000 point lead now. Tetris for Mqisie. There's a triple for Mqisie. He's left with a dirty Tetris. Gets it. So yeah, almost exactly 100,000 point lead for Myles when I started that sentence. This is a best of 5. So the first player to 3 wins the match. Gains entry into that top 32. Tetris for Myles. He's at B42 into 29. That's a 1.1 million. About 170,000 points ahead of Mqisie. And Mqisie is going to top out here on 29. Awkward of a 29 to get anything done. And Myles is good in game number 1. All right, players, you can take a moment if you need it. We've got more coming up today. By the way, it is 3:30 in Texas right now. In 2.5 hours, the Mega Masters Yellow Magenta Top 32 with Dengler, Winter, Tetris Time, and Peak will be going. We got all day Tetris, more or less, for you. I get a little tiny break after Danv plays one of these two. 1B EC 6-7. Okay, game number 2. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. What's up, Mr. Burrow? What did I say? Did I say a thing? I said a thing. The Z-spin for Mqisie. Z-spin, very satisfying spin. Feels like it should not get in there, but it does. A skimming a Tetris and another Tetris for Myles. Oh, I said 67, 6-7. I did? Oh, man. Wow. Pretty hilarious. $186 for Myles the Great. 207 for Mqisie Legrand. The big? Is that what the big? How would you say great? Is it just big? Mqisie the big, the large. Tetris Mqisie 275. Dan Vi Pants just subbed on Twitch. Well, thank you, Dan Vi Pants. Super. Mqisie le super. Mqisie le grande. I don't know. I thought if in France, they don't like those loan words and all that. They still call the computer an ordinateur. They don't want to call it a computer. But I think they secretly call it that. It's not like, it's kind of like government doesn't want you doing it, but they call it that. $413 for Mqisie, $357 for Myles. The ordinature. What is, oh, you guys are spelling it wrong. Don't you guys know how to spell in French? My goodness. You don't? Oh. 404 for Myles, 481 for Mqisie. The line spin for Mqisie. 528 for 52 Myles. Tetris Mqisie. Tetris Mqisie 622 through 117. 80,000 point lead. Mqisie with a Tetris 647. Potentially two more Tetrises. This wouldn't quite be a 700K if he gets them. But it'll be pretty darn close. Man, oh my goodness. No, don't get pace cursed. Don't get pace cursed. All right, Mqisie try in with like a 674. Something like that. Bringing this down. And long bar over Tetris Mqisie. My goodness. Another Tetris Mqisie, 729. So both these players, well, they're on level 20. They're 70,000 points apart. Maybe a little closer now. Tetris for Mqisie. And yeah, the big transition score for Mqisie, but also kind of an awkward one. And I'm like, why? Why is it like that? 672. Oh my God. Gmart. I was like 1,700 points off. Oh God. Tetris Myles 764, 836 Mqisie. Tetris Mqisie. So the lines are tied. It's about a 100,000 point lead. Man, this is big scoring for Mqisie's side. Really just two Tetrises away from a max. Long bar in Tetris Mqisie. If he goes no burns, this would be a 24 max. And yeah, this is a 24 max. Now into 25. There's a Tetris for Mqisie. 973 for Myles. So Myles gets the max on 25. Mqisie has a 1.4 PB with tapping. Now, Mqisie does roll, but Mqisie is tapping in this tournament. B78 for Mqisie. The T-spin set up and nailed. Myles starting to get a little bit high on the board. Opens up the right. Long bar in. Tetris down. B46. C49 for Mqisie. It's a 1.24 million with the tapping. All right, Mqisie opens up that right side. Myles is already into 29. C57. C90 for Mqisie with the tapping. Oh, that left side is not going to be recoverable. That is a top out at C94. Chase down target for Myles. C95. C95. And this is not, oh boy, no. So Myles not going to get there. Mqisie did just enough. And the pacing the whole way is the difference. So Mqisie will take game number 2. The tapper beating the roller in game number 2. Mqisie, I remember when this image, in the little headshot thing I have, Maisy's like, what kind of face am I making? And then Mqisie literally just made that face after confirming that he won the game. He literally made that same face. So you can be like, what kind of face is I making? It's a face you make all the time. All right, looks like May's going to get up for a minute. And yeah, I mean, that was crazy. Mqisie almost didn't survive, 18 or something? And really, to just pace the whole way. Pretty good. Wow, Maisie's away here. Just want to remind you, we do have a prize pool. We're up to 579.39. And, Mega Masters prize pool. Use that Matcherino command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube. METCHERINO. I'll type it in. And then click on the second link. That one will bring you to the page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. And it's very easy to log in. You already have a Discord or YouTube or Twitch account if you're watching this. You can log in with that. And then just whatever you got, 1, 2, 5, 10, 50, 4 million. We'll take 4 million. All right. Pieces are here. EB17B0. We're going to... All right, there we go. Okay. Both players good. Game number 3. Myles and Mqisie. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. These two played each other all the way back in January of 2023. That was in the Challengers circuit. Myles won Challengers that month. His first round opponent was Mqisie. Second round opponent was Nenu. Third round opponent was Somalian. And finals was against Doge. Dangler was in that one. Dangler went out round 1 to Opox. Man. It's just we've done a lot of... Looks like we had a contribution into the prize pool from Pseudo Canard. Pseudo Canard contributed $97.31. Getting us up to $676.70. 67670. Thank you, Pseudo Canard, for your very, very generous contribution to the prize pool. You got funny numbers on the screen. Really appreciate that. Myles 148, Mqisie 164. I wonder what the stats are as far as, like, all right, in a 1-to-1 game, like the winner of game 3, how often they win the match. That's what I want to know. Is it just what chance would predict? Is it more often than you would think? Thanks again, Suitor Canard. Tetris for Myles. Tetris for Mqisie. Mqisie. Adam Kenobi says, speaking of 67 at Walmart, they are selling 6-7 shaped chicken nuggets. Yeah, I heard about that. Somebody posted them on Facebook, and I copied that picture into Discord. And people were like, "Oh yeah, okay." They're like, "It's over. It's so lame. It's so lame now. It's over." I mean, but it was really over before it began, frankly. 401 for Mqisie, 372 for Myles. No, thanks, Booscop. Appreciate that. 446 for Myles, 496 for Mqisie. We're in the lime bracket. The new colors for Mega Masters 2026. We had to revamp the whole thing. Tetris, Myles, 514. 523, Mqisie. I guess this is officially electric lime. I don't know what that means. I don't think I would eat an electric lime. Sounds like it hurts. 570, Mqisie. 2 Tetrises potentially before 19. Myles is already into 19 at 562. And Maisy's in at 575. Up pretty high. Gets a couple of bars over, though. Do androids eat electric limes? You might be too literate for this chat. 637 for Myles, 758 for Mqisie. T-spin setup, T-spin achieved. Mqisie, Tetris, lines tied, and about 120,000 point lead. Mqisie. Tetris is worth 27,600. No, 28,000. Sorry, 28,800 on 23. Javier with the $18 contribution gets us up to $694.70. So thank you for the $18 contribution, Javier. It says go fractal. That 694 seems like a familiar number. Why is that? Oh, because that was 694.20 at one time was the Fractal won a tournament and the prize pool was 694.20. So it was very close. So it's weird that you said go Fractal. And it was almost an amount that Fractal won in a turn, or that was the prize pool for that tournament. That was weird. Is that on purpose? That's weird. 930 for Myles, A53 for Mqisie. All right, Myles in a bit of a down stack, and no, that is going to be a top out for Myles at 970. Means Mqisie is good again. And a long bar down, that is almost a C transition into 29 for Mqisie. But Mqisie is good, and he knows it. So the Tapper is winning in 2026. What? All right, I am going to put pieces in there, players. If you do need a moment, feel free to take it. But pieces are there. Thanks to Javan T for the pin. People talking about the library. I worked at the library for 4 years in high school, and then for like a couple of years in college as well. And if you want, if you want to cut some budget, you can, if you have a library card, at least in the States, you probably have access to something called Canopy and another thing called Hoopla, which you can stream movies on. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Game number 4. Myles has got to win to force a deciding game 5. Of course, you have to watch art house movies and documentary, but they have, they have entertainment-y movies as well. It's good enough for me. But you should check it out. Look at that. A free plug for the library. Well, we're underway in game 4. Myles has got to win this one. Try to force a deciding game 5. All right, look at that. 3s, 2s has a library card. Wow. It's been a long time dream of mine to open up like a private membership-y kind of library, like an Athenaeum. I've always wanted to do that. Like they have a very cool one in Boston. I think it's just called the Boston Athenaeum. Like, oh my God. It's beautiful. Dirty Tetris Myles. Another dirty Tetris Myles. 184 for him. 232 for Mqisie. Travis says, my local library has a 150-inch screen for gaming, VR, and a jam area. Guitars, drums, and a sound wave generator. Another dirty Tetris for Myles. So he's dirtying all the way down. And a maker space. That's quite the library. Our library has a lot of like dudes enjoying popcorn at the library computers. $351 for Mqisie. Mqisie Tetris 420. $362 Myles. Mqisie get up a little bit high. Gonna stay open until that bar comes. Gonna block just as the bars come in. And get a little spicy and dicey for Mqisie. Mqisie keeping it together. Opens up the right side. And just wants a bar timed well. And no, that is not going to happen. That's a top out for Mqisie at 484. The chase down target for Myles, 485. 485 is the target for Myles. He'll have to do it in the 19 phase. And Myles just one Tetris away from clinching a game 5. So there you go. Myles will chase this one down. We are headed to a game 5 decider. So players, if you need a moment, take it. But I will give you the pieces. Fof. 66 Fof. This is it. Myles, Mqisie. Winner goes to the round of 32 to face Danv. Let's find out who it is going to be, Myles or Mqisie, in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Myles the roller. Mqisie also a roller, but tapping for this tournament. One of these players will be moving on to the round of 32. You can see the table tapping on Mqisie's side. There are the hands. Tapping. Oh, there's a bunch of cats over there. Interesting. So we're underway. 116 Myles, 117 Mqisie. Is he holding something? Yeah, a controller. An NES Tetris controller. Yeah, both players are, actually. Good night, Hepta. Oh, the pullback there for Mqisie was a little bit too high, so ends up creating a little gap, but that will clear away really just the one burn, so no harm, no foul. Seems like a pretty normal table tapping grip to me there, Frankie. $302 for Mqisie, $345 for Myles. What's up, Christopher H? $390 Myles, $370 Mqisie. There's a Tetris Mqisie. And yeah, now the lines are tied. It's a 19,000 point lead, a little bit less than a Tetris lead for Myles. $437 Myles, $416 Mqisie. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Van Dweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day. So 5.064 Myles through 94 lines. It's a good score and a good number of lines. Tetris Mqisie 533. All right, Mqisie with kind of a misflip. But yeah, these are pretty decent scores. Myles with a Tetris 599 through 112. All right, Myles taking the burn. 6 and 1,000. It's a little bit of a drought happening right now. Myles not going to get suckered into the 700K chase. He's just like, you know what? I'm going to take a good board in. And yeah, this is very, very droughty as we head into 19. I mean, this is some drought. And Myles is in at 621. And the long bar down finally for both of them. That was a heck of a drought. I'm wondering how long that was. Tetris for Mqisie, 620. Both players, though, will survive it. I was starting to worry that was going to be what took them both out, but Tetris down, Myles 705, 623 for Mqisie. I mean, really, Myles was flirting with a 700K into 19 before that drought hit. Tetris, Mqisie 704. That was a 65. Gmart says a 65. That is a legitimate Tetris drought. 797 Myles, 732 Mqisie. But handled well by both players. Oh, that misdrop of the T for Mqisie. Not going to make it into that T hole. And now Mqisie digging. All right, board coming down. Z, kind of like the worst possible piece on that board, but Mqisie gonna make it work. Opens up the right, long bar in. Tetris Mqisie 786. I'm sure that 65-piece drought will go right up on TikTok in the next hour. Tetris for Myles, 939. 855 for Mqisie. Long bar in Tetris Mqisie, 889. 942 Myles. Tetris Mqisie. Myles has the max. He's on 27. Now into 28. Mqisie. Tetris. A couple points away. Yeah, another Tetris. Mqisie with the max. Level 28. Myles with a 1.1. Myles takes safe burn into 29. B52 for Myles. A73. Mqisie. Oh, Mqisie's left side is a problem, and that is going to be a top out at A76. That means Myles is going to come back from 2-1 to take this one 3-2. So Myles will move on to the round of 32. So all the round 1 and round 2 matches are done. Mqisie, you played amazingly. And really, if we could have sent 2 people in, make it a top 33, you would have been the one to go in. So you did very, very well. Congratulations to you. As a tapper, I mean, just be on the lookout for Tap Masters coming soon. And Mqisie has got to be a top competitor for sure. So great effort, Mqisie. GG's. And hopefully we see you again soon. So let's go ahead and report this one to the centralized Tetris reporting authority. 3-2. And Myles, you're not done. You got to keep playing Tetris. And this is the part about being the lower seed. And sometimes you got to play 2 in a broadcast. And your higher ranked opponent only has to play 1. So that is an incentive to qual higher for sure. So, all right, we're going to take 2 minutes. We're going to set up our match. We'll be back. Danv Myles. So we'll take Mqisie out of here. Where are you, Mqisie? You are on 32, right? And we'll bring in double Myles. Double Myles? Oh my god, you're getting double Myles on select flights. All right, camera. All right, fold those. Fold that blanket. Is that a towel? A blanket? Yeah, it's a pretty luxurious towel if it's a towel. Let's see if we can see what it is. That looks like a blanket, I'm gonna say. And then what do we have Dan on? Dan is gonna be on 13? Did I put you on 13? God, I hope so. I hope I was smart enough to put you on 13. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay, good. Oh, wait, where's my top 32? Do I not have a top 32? What? Hold on. Do I not have one? I have one. Stop it. Stop it. Rounds. There we go. Oh, we got Big Dan. That is a big Dan. All right, we're just going to do Big Dan right there. Just the biggest possible Dan right there. All right, we won't do that. I feel like I want to tilt Myles a little. Is that weird? I feel like I want to tilt him upward. I can't, though. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Good enough. Sir Kookie with the sub on Twitch. Thank you. All right, Mqisie X. You two X'd. All right, players, I am going to go ahead and deliver the pieces to you. But you can still feel free to warm up a little bit. Not a problem. Thank you, Sir Kookie, again for the Prime subscription, 15 months. Sir Kookie says, go Dan. Yeah, go, Dan, go. Get out of here. Kingsman says that's CTWC Dan right there. Now, if it were CTWC Dan, we'd have the back of his head. We'd have his over the shoulder. We'd have his full topographical map of his face and skin. They get everything. We get every like a high resolution scan of every part of the player. Why are you laughing, Mari? Top 32. This is the top 32. Myles versus Dan. This could be a semifinal. I mean, I could say round three. I could say round 3, but let me just run to the fridge real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, wait, they're there. All right. I'll in between games. All right. Let's forget it. I'll wait for that. All right. Looks like both players are here. A614F0. They are ready to go. Danv versus Myles. The winner goes to the round of 16. So all the flat bracket part is done, and now it's just regular old single elimination, the way you guys remember it. Let's go. Danv versus Myles. The United Kingdom versus the United States of America. 3-1 Tetris. On the left side, it is Danv, seed number 13 from the United Kingdom. Dan has got a PB of 3.83 million, which is a top 23 score. Dan was also ranked number 9 in the most recent Premier poll, a ranking of competitive Tetris players. Danv's qualifier was at 1.57 million. That was his best 3 games played in 90 minutes, a supersize Mega Masters qualifier. Dan, former Masters champion, he won his Masters in May of 2023. That was in the Mega Masters format. And he took that 4-1 against Gerald Freeman in the finals of that. You also know Dan as the CTWC France champion from 2025. He's one of the few players ever to have won, and maybe the only one. I'm trying to think if there's another one who has won a Masters, Challengers, Futures, and Hopeful circuit in his Tetris career. You've also seen Dan in the Classic Tetris World Championship 5 different years. Best finish was 2022. That was a top 16. This is the 3rd Mega Masters appearance. If he wins this match, he will tie his best placement in the tournament. He was a top 16er in 2024. Both years in Mega Masters, Danv went out to Panic Portal. You also know Dan from appearances at regionals, including Austria, where he's got 2 top 4s and a runner-up. He was also at that France event to defend his title, but he ended up going out 3rd. You've seen him at the CTWC Regional WPL Championship in Columbus. CTWC DAS. They're Germany, the one in Cologne. He played in that as well. So Dan traipsing all over the world. Oh, yeah. Also saw him at CT UK. Top 4 finish in 2024. Seems to get eliminated by people with S's and V's in their names. So, like, in the Austria regional, it was like Sidnev and SV who knocked him out. In UK, it was SV and Evesy. So, I don't know. We'll see. Myles only has the S, no V. We'll see what happens. 260 for Danv, 353 for Myles. Myles, seed number 20 from the US of A. PB of 8.06 million. He's one of the game crashers. He was ranked number 13 in the most recent Premier poll. He's a 3-time monthly Masters finalist. He won a Challenger circuit back in January of 2023, won the Phoenix Regional in 2022. He's made 5 appearances in the Classic Tetris World Championship Gold Bracket Championship and top 8 the previous 2 years. This is Myles' 5th appearance in Mega Masters. He's played every year that we've held it. He's got 3 top 16 finishes in that. You've also seen him at Waco, Kansas City, Dallas, Genesis, Austin, Oklahoma. And on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube as well. 5-1 for Myles, 425 for Danv. Tetris Dan, 499, 548 for Myles. These are 2 individuals using their actual first names in their, primary online identity here for Tetris. I can't imagine doing that if I were just Keith D. Like, hey, it's Keith D, but these players are doing it. I respect it. Tetris down for Danv, 575. He's into level 25. 48 for Myles. About a 70,000 point lead for Myles. Just about that same line count. Tyler P set the trend. Yes, as well as Vicious Rhubarb. A lot of you guys, online fact, Vicious Rhubarb actually is his name. Tetris Myles, 757. What's up, Meme? Meme is here. SV is here. Tugi is here. And all the stars are here. The superstars of Tetris. 718 for Dan, 816 for Myles. So yeah, 98,000 point lead. Myles. This will be a best of 5, so the first player to 3 wins is the winner of the match. Level 24 here. Tetrises are worth 30,000 points. Myles going to miss on the right side, kind of under tap that long bar into column 9, but he recovers and brings it down, no problem. Yeah, I mean, both of these players have been in the finals of the monthly Masters event, and they're meeting here in the top 32. The top 32 is jam-packed with Tetris talent. A06 Myles, he has got the max out on level 26. All right, Dan up pretty high. And a little bit RNG dependent here, but get some pieces, opens up the right. Skimming, chopping down, getting a long bar. Tetris Danv. So he's still stacking. 909 for him. Long bar in Tetris. Myles, A86. So Myles has grown the lead a bit during that dig sequence for Dan. Tetris Dan, A29, just getting into 29. And now into 30 at A34. Myles has got a 1.2 just after getting into 29. So that speed doubled the drop rate of the pieces on level 29. Still playable in the modern era. Back in the old days, definitely didn't see this. Tetris Dan, A94. He's back by 200,000 points. Oh, that L to the left, that's going to hang over on the, maybe kind of over or under rotated it, something. So Dan's going to have to clean that up. Man, he is doing it. Kind of treading water a little. Myles is clean Tetris. So Myles with a little bit of a... He'll recover. And Dan has recovered. Now, just about 40-something lines to go until level 39. That speed is going to double again. And at that speed, it will not be survivable. So players got to do all the scoring they're going to do between now and then. Danv not going to be able to do anything there. That is a top out for him. Myles is going to take game number 1. Mqisie says, why is he trying against me? Yeah, man. What a tryhard. The rollover for Myles. What? The comp rollover for Myles. Yeah, oh, and he's going for it. Gets another one. Get that 1.7. Oh, he's going. That's a triple. He's got the 1.7. And Myles into 39, 1.7. Myles, he's satisfied with that. He'll take that. So Myles goes up 1 game tonight. I'm going to drop pieces in the chat. I'm just going to run real quick to the fridge. I'll be right back, and then we'll start the game. All right, the pieces have been delivered. They have been inputted. They have been input. What is a pass participle? I don't know. D4C258. Good. Okay, looks like both players are ready. Game number 2, Dan 0, Myles 1, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, that was enough Gatorade. I needed my daily Dr. Pepper. I'm trying to limit myself to 1 per day, but I fear that I have become, I don't want to say addicted, but you know, have a little bit of a compulsion around this Dr. Pepper Zero. Like, it's too much. Oh, I guess what that's called a behavioral addiction, right? All right, Myles on the board with a Tetris. Dan looking for his first one. Myles digging. And there's a Tetris Myles. So. So a big score in game number one for Myles, the 1.7 million. I mean, I remember, you know, old Grandpa Vandy, I remember being present and casting the game that had the first, like, ever max out. Like, the first player ever to, like, max out in any Tetris competition. And now they're just like, whatever, max outs all the time. Now they're rolling over the score. They're getting 2 millions. They're getting 2 millions now. $250 for Dan, $228 for Myles. Yeah, that first max out in competition all the way back in June of 2018. Still during the Friday Witch years. And of course, we also had the first ever, like, double. Didn't we have the first double max out? That was Corian against Yanni in the finals. That was before they made people had face cam. Can you imagine if we did not have face cam and, like, all the best moments were just somebody's cartoon? Like, oh, look at this amazing moment. Somebody got a rollover for the first time. And it's like, you know, and it's a picture of a, you know, like a puffy anime dog or something. Like, no, you gotta have faces there. Although I guess the first rollover was a lap. Wasn't it? It was actually technically a lap. But at least we had hand cam. Long right down, Myles, Tetris. Yeah, Jounce was a lap. So I guess we didn't have face cam. But, you know, you gotta have face cam for this stuff now. I mean, come on. $432 for Danv, $372 for Myles. Sir Kookie says, quote, dang, this guy is really pushing JD to his limits, but it's just a picture of an egg inside a garbage can. Yeah. Like, what if they played the baseball World Series and instead of, like, showing you the Dodgers, they just showed you, like, a picture of, like, a smiling baseball? Like a little anime, like an anime animation of a baseball. Like, no, you want to see, like, who did it. $549 for Danv, $410 for Myles. So I will never apologize for enforcing cams on people. I will never do it. People resisted, though. They really did. 624 for Dan, 435 for Myles. Although I probably actually did apologize at the time, but it was fake apology, just to, it was a real apology. Like, oh, I'm so sorry I have to do this, guys. But meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, we need to do this. Tetris, Myles, 518, 655 for Dan. Mari said, I heard anime dog. Yeah, imagine we allowed people to stream Tetris as an anime dog.
Toast.
The humanity. Well, the cananity. Is that what the canine equivalent of humanity is? Oh, the cananity. 613 for Myles, 802 for Dan. So Dan with a lead about 6 lines in 6 lines, right? And ahead by 200,000 points. VTubers in classic Tetris low-key would skyrocket normie viewership. Well, I just think if people would talk to the people, like, I think that would help. It's just like some, person just grinding. Just sitting there kind of whiling away the hours, grinding, unresponsive. That would probably help. I could be wrong. I don't know. What do I know? Very little. Dirty Tetris, Myles, 759. Dan V has got the max and more. He's on 27. What do you think VTubers do? That's what I'm saying. Is like, if VTubers, if the edge that they have is like talking. I don't know. Is it better to have a VTuber talking at you or a person? Maybe a VTuber for some people. They prefer it. It's like less awkward. I don't know. Yeah, what do I think VTubers do? I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know if I want to know what they're doing behind those avatars. All right, C11 for Danv. That's a 1.2 million, and Myles is just under 900,000. So it's a big lead for Dan Longbar in Tetris. Myles 928. I'm good, Chen. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. We'll let other people. Yeah, other people can cover that for me and report on it. A 22 Myles. So he's got the max out. He's on 32. Dan with a 1.24. This is a 200,000 point lead. Myles with kind of a dirty board. Yeah, you can look into it for me. Oh, that's a top out for Myles. He's got the max, but not much more. And Dan V will take game number 2. All right, players. There's pieces. You can take a moment if you need it, but the pieces are here. I'm going to keep putting them in there. If you need a minute, that is fine. Okay, C55006. Both players ready. Game number 3. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3. Dan and Myles are knotted at a game apiece. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. These two played in March of 2023 CTM. Really just the one time for as many CTMs as these players have played, for as long as they have been playing, they only played each other one time in CTM. That was March of 2023. And that was the top 8. That was back in the old top 16 days. That was a round 2, top 8 match. Myles took it in a decider. Myles would go on to go to the finals of that one. That was in the month of Doge, winning CTM. In a crazy year where we had 12 events and 11 different winners. And who is the only player to win 2 events in 2023? Who was it? Vitz for Myles. Any guesses? All right, take guesses in the chat. Tugi says dog. That's a good guess. Any other guesses? No other guesses? All right. It was dog. You win, Tugi. You win. Faith Walker said Alex. No, it was dog. Jade said dog. Oh, see, the guesses are coming in late on YouTube, so I guess it's okay to. No, 135 person said fractal, but it is in fact dog. Yeah, CTM events. Well, that's all. That's all I'm concerned with. I mean, maybe somebody won like a Challengers and a Masters. I don't know. That's possible. I wonder if someone did. I mean, certainly someone had to have, right? 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 Yeah, like Luis won a Challengers. And then what? Yeah, I mean, Luis did the dream, right? Where he like won Challengers 1 month and then Masters the next month. Or wait, Challengers 1 month, Masters the next month, right? Now, I don't know if he needed to win Challengers to get into Masters the next month. Did he need to do that? Like, I don't remember if his qualifier was good enough to get into Masters anyway, but that is the dream, right? Where you earn your way from the lower tournament and then win the tournament that you earned your way into. Like that, like where you wouldn't have gotten in otherwise. That's the dream. 558 for Dan, 560 for Myles. A few lines apart. It's close. Jade says, yeah, Luis is in the 8 most recent winners of CTM, which is totally scary. Yeah, if you go back and say, who are the 8 most recent winners in terms of, you know, if they've like 8 unique recent winners, Luis is still there. Since Luis, it's been like a monopoly, an oligopoly, let's say. Monopoly is one. An oligopoly. Myles long bar in Tetris, but he kind of messed up that left side. Maybe a little pre-19 derangement syndrome, which is real. That is real. So double 600s for these players. We had a $5.30 contribution into the prize pool from Slackjaw. You got us to 700 flat, so thank you, Slackjaw, for doing that. Very, very nice. 754 for Danv, 726 for Myles. A nice triple Myles long bar in Tetris for him. 801. 844 for Dan. Dan is 9 lines ahead, though. But with a better board. If you're taking it all together, it's pretty darn close. Adam Irish with the raid. Party of 9. There ain't no party like an Adam Irish party. Orlando is here. SV, Burbia. What is up? Tetris Myles 944. Dirty Tetris Danv 960. Another one from Dirty Dan. People really go on Instagram. That's a thing. Like, you literally open up Instagram and go look at it like that. I just find that I never think to go on there. Unfathomable. Dan is into 29. He's at 980, chopping it all down. Like maybe Instagram like once a month. When I remember, oh yeah, Instagram's a thing. Is there anything on there? And I'm like, no. Except for Myles, of course. Myles, I'll go look at. A91 for Myles. A92 for Dan. Dan, 13 lines ahead. Myles, middle of the board, a little yikesy, but gets a long bar down. Tetris. Myles clean, Dan clean, both waiting. Dan chunks it down. Long bar, Tetris, B70, Dan, B99, Myles. You know, Danv, 5-6 lines ahead, something like that. So this is it's a tight one. Sort of coming down to the wire. We'll see what happens. But right now, so Tetris is, we're, north of 40,000 points. This is what they are worth. Dirty Tetris for Dan C60. Myles, kind of high center and building, and oh my goodness, what can he do? Top out for Myles, C83. Chase down target. Dan needs to get to C84, and he's got the runway to do it. It's a little dicey. Dicey Dan. Oh no. Dan gets the long bar in for the Tetris right at the end. Yikes. He was all in on something over on that right side. Maybe a couple pieces would have clinched it, but Danv goes up 2-1. My goodness. Yeah, he sold hard on that one. Yikes. All right, players, I just need to run a 60-second ad. I'll be right back, and then I'll drop you the pieces. All right, the pieces are here. Thanks for allowing me to take a moment. I've been streaming for 3.5 hours, and sometimes you need a little break. Okay, looks like both players are ready. 3D 3539. Yes, let's go. It is game number 4, so Myles has got to win this one. Stay in. Danv looking to seal it now. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Myles gets Tetris number 1. Danv already got 2 here in this game number 4. Myles, the first one to cross the 100,000 mark. And Dan will get a Tetris and do the same. Myles ahead by 1 line and 17,000. Tetris is on 18, worth 22,800 points. So we are now in the top 32. That whole flat bracket kind of laddering goes away. So the winner of this match will eventually play the winner of Meme versus Violet out of the blue bracket. Danv is sitting there with an open Vits. Long bar goes in. And now looking for one more to get Tetris. There you go. 248. Dan. 305 Myles. So that one time, that one match that was back in Challengers, March of 2023, that is the only time these two have played against each other. According to Match Database, according to Liquipedia. I mean, maybe they got some other weird thing, but this is it. You would think just for as long as they've been around, they would have met up somewhere. But nope. Danv 346, 380 for Myles. $417 Dan, 475 Myles, 58,000 point lead Myles when they hit 100 lines. How was Water Can? Oh, Tetris. Yeah, so they didn't quite have the flavors. Kind of varies by location. He's talking about ice cream flavors. What did I end up getting? Oh shoot, it was you're not gonna like it, but what did I get? I actually got 2. I couldn't decide between 2 flavors, so I got a little of each. I got one which was like an espresso malt. So it was like really like very espresso-y and very malty, and it was amazing. So that was one. 563 transition for Danv. And God, what was the other one? The other one I got in shake form. And it was a very simple... What was it? It was very simple. All right, Myles here with a little bit of trouble, but filling it all in. Yeah, it's hard for me to switch context sometimes. I'm sure I'll remember it right after. Dirty Tetris Myles, 656, 664 for Danv. Danv, Tetris, 767, 727 for Myles. We're into level 25 now. Tetris is 31,200. So they're separated by a little more than one Tetris when the lines are tied up. Tetris Myles 955. Yeah, what the heck was the other ice cream flavor now? I can't figure it out. 944 Dan. A22 for Myles. I remember what Sue got. Sue got peanut butter cup. Like it was dark chocolate peanut butter cup. It was super rich, super dark. Tetris Myles B01. Dan is here. A56 on 29. Myles into 29. B07 skimming and waiting. Long bar in Tetris B44. Myles with about a 75,000 point lead or so. Oh, that right side for Dan is a yikes, and he cannot get anything over. Myles will take game number 4, and they are tied at 2 games apiece, and that means we're going to a decider. Myles has taken it. Oh, we got to get back to Amy's. On May 28th, they're going to have a fudge Pop-Tart flavor. What is that? What? That's what we need. Fudge Pop-Tart ice cream. What? All right. Both players are on seed. Both players are ready. It's decider time. The winner of this one single game goes to the top 16. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Well, yeah, the winner of this will move on to the top 16. We'll adjust here for Dan to make room for the square long bar in Tetris 114. Dan. And 114 Myles. All Tetrises so far. Tetris for Dan, 228 through 41. And 208 for Myles through 40. So it is close. Why do Americans call ice cream custard like custard is custard? Yeah, ice cream designates a frozen dessert that is made primarily with, like milk only, and custard involves eggs. So regular ice cream does not have eggs in it, and custard does. Like milk or ice cream or whatever, milk. Like whatever the dairy is that's in it. And custard is like way better. Not even close. Oh, the cats are just wailing in the other room. It's like it's 7 minutes past their dinner time. They're starving. Oh, these cats are being abused. It's 7 minutes past their dinner time. 448 for Danv, 311 for Myles. So a little bit of a slowdown here for Myles allows Dan to get out to kind of a sizable lead. I mean, the cats have food. They have they have their dry food that's out. This is like the feeding of their wet food, like their supplemental food. But they're not starving. They could eat the dry food. They'll be fine. 541 for Dan, 410 for Myles. Long bar in for Dan. Couple of pesky holes in the board, though. Will prevent him from Tetrising for a little bit. He's at 577. 128. Still a good pace. So he's going to take a triple down. Oh, well, I think he was going to maybe go for the Tetris, but you know what? Just bring it down. So Dan is into 19. So Myles has got a Tetris buried there. He won't get it before 18, but well, it doesn't matter. And Myles in at 490, gets a Tetris immediately after 514. Alex Thatch versus a Finnish person. A Finnish person. You mean Akatu? A Finnish person. That does not count, Sharky. Nope. I think, they're referring to, I mean, maybe it counts. I don't know. This is another one of those, Tetris 1%er things, though. Otherwise, if it's just any Tetris player, then certainly I've gotten up at 3 a.m. to play a match for sure. $8.59 for Danv, $7.86 for Myles. Tetris Dan 904. So Dan ahead 8 lines. Now 12 lines. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Scotto has gotten up at weird hours. There are Americans that do it. Tetris Danv A50, Myles 963. Let's keep track of Danv's 29 transition here at A89. We'll see how close Myles is when he crosses in. A skimming a Tetris for Myles. That left side for Myles, that is a real problem. And he really needs to chop this down so we can access that left side, and he gets a bar over. That was a real emergency for Myles. He's set up now, column 9, gets it in A51. B54 Dan. So Myles still, Myles still stacking. Danv ahead, 140,000 points, but also ahead 15,000. 15 lines, not 15,000 lines. That would be a lot of lines. 15 lines. $15,000 lines would be a lot of lines. So Dan ahead, 180,000, 12 lines, something like that. This is still doable for the player who is behind right now. See what happens. Danv really just looking to keep adding points, last as long as he can. But now we're getting down. You know, Dan has got 40 lines to work with. Man, he's got a sizable lead. Myles really just needs to put the pedal on. And Danv really needs to just keep kind of staying alive and scoring. We'll see if he can do that. Myles putting his foot on the gas. The other thing is, you know, too, it's like you get in this situation, you are very RNG dependent, because if bars don't come, you can have all the best plans and intentions, like, okay, here's what I'm going to do, and then RNG doesn't come in your hose. So Myles knows the situation. And, yeah, those pieces just not coming for him. And that is going to be a top out for C at C70 for Myles. And that means Danv will make it into the top 16 of Mega Masters for Dan. Mega Masters. So there it is. Congratulations, Danv. You are the first player to advance past the top 32. Myles, you played amazingly well. You hit Danv on just a day that he would not be denied. So GG's to you, Myles. Hope to see you again. Best of luck in the tournaments in June. Hopefully, we will see you make a deep run in the Gold Bracket Championship. Dan wants to show us something. I don't know what it is. Oh, wrong Dan. Dan, did you go to I think you went to Myles's Instagram and unfollow. Did you unfollow Instagram? Or did you post it immediately? What happened? What are you doing? My goodness gracious. Wallband says Myles top 8 CTWC low key, no problem. I didn't mean to cut out. I was trying to cut over to you. I was trying to cut over. If you want to reenact it, you can. I don't know what were you doing on his Insta, dude? What were you doing over there? Don't reenact anything. What were you doing over there? Were you unfollowing him? Is that what you were doing? Oh, look. He's following. See? He's unfollowing Myles. What a sick burn. Myles, you just got unfollowed, bro. What's worse? What is worse? Losing in the top 32 or getting followed by Danv? Oh, and then Dan's timer, of course, ends right there. It says you suck. Very classy. Danv unfollowing Myles and telling everybody that they suck. So GG's to you, Dan. Well, let me go ahead and report this to the whole thing. What is this? This is Danv and Myles in the something bracket. Liam. Three to two. What a banger. A banger. All right, so we have the whole thing now. Do we have a top 16 for this? I think we do. Let me see something here. We do. So first off, I just want to show you what the top 32 looks like. We're going to do that chunk at a time. Now remember, on each of these screens, only one of these players can make it to the semifinals, right? On this screen, one player here will make it to the semis. Our top 32 consists of Blue Scooty, SV, Tugi, Neko, Dangler, Winter, Tetris Time, and Peak in that bracket. And then in this bracket, our top 32 is Meme, Violet, Danv, Myles, Pixelandy, O, Guafi's Row. And in this bracket, Sidnev, Crab Rangoon, Panic Portal, Huffle, Ufflegasalis, Cole Bucket, Heyo Knight, Vicious Rhubarb, Hydrant Dude, and Alex T, Fire Docs, Critical Lapis, Evesy, Dog playing Tetris, DMJ, Cobra, and Eyeball. So those are the top 32zers. And we do have a little top 16 tracker. And there it is. Danv is the first one to make it into the round of 16. Okay, in about I am going to take the break, but in 40 minutes, I do want to let you know that we have more Tetris coming up for y'allsers. It's going to be the yellow and magenta quadrant. So this is all going to feed into that match 50 you see on the screen. Up in the orange bracket, who is Zro playing again? I don't know. Let's see. Zro is playing Guafi. There it is. Bottom right corner, Mustard, Guafi. Okay. But anyway, later, so in about 40 minutes, we will begin Dangler versus Winter, Tetris Time versus Peak. And this will play down to a top 8er. So we will get our first top 8 player out of this quadrant. So we're going to play, we'll get two more top 16ers, and they'll play to see who gets in the top 8. So one of these players will be in. Okay? That's happening in 40 minutes. Thank you to those of you who supported the stream today. New followers, I Am Funny, Hatchet Girl, Damian Cuber, Twitch subs, Lashal, Target P, Biggie Mac, Dan V, Sir Kookie, Raids from Paldas Tetris, Adam Irish, thank you. Patrons, thank you. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris, Scott Gray, Jane, Window, Kane, Anti Middlesburger, and Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal Jr., Troy, Dan, Kim, M, Cat, Kid, Java T, Jason, Sunny, Mila, everybody else, thank you. We have made some progress. We are up to $700. So that is what is that? That's 0.1% of our goal. We're looking to get to 7 million. I don't know how many. Yeah, we're looking to get to 7 million. So we have made progress today. So yeah, use that Match Reno Commander. Find the link in the VOD. That'll be there as well. Thank you to those of you who contributed to the prize pool this stream. That was Slackjaw, Javier, Pseudo-Canard, Junior, Tugi, Jack Kinetic, and Pseudo-Canard with big ones. David B., thank you for your contributions. All right, that's going to do it for me. I will see you guys in about 40 minutes for the next brackets. So, whatever. Go do things. Have a great day. We'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye. And Twitch, we will find a place for you to go